All right, buckle up everybody, because today we're taking a deep dive into the world of Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, and you know what's really cool? Jennifer Joanna Aniston, born February 11th, 1969, in Sherman Oaks, Los Angeles.
Okay.
Both of her parents, John Aniston and Nancy Dow, were actors.
Wow, so she comes from like a real show business family.
Exactly. And get this, her godfather was Telly Savalas.
Oh, wow. Like Kojak himself?
Kojak. So, talk about being immersed in the world of entertainment from a young age.
Right from the start.
Now, after her parents divorced when she was 9, the family moved to New York City. And here's where it gets interesting. She went to a Waldorf school.
Oh, Waldorf school. I've heard of those.
Yeah. They're known for their super unique approach to education. Like a big emphasis on creativity and hands-on learning.
Oh, interesting.
It just makes you wonder, right, how that environment might have shaped her artistic development.
Yeah, you would think.
But, she ultimately discovered her passion for acting at 11 at that very Waldorf school.
At 11, that's amazing.
I know. And then she took it even further and went to the super prestigious Fiorello H. LaGuardia High School of Music and Art and Performing Arts.
Oh, wow, that's a serious school.
Like Al Pacino and Liza Minnelli went there.
Seriously?
No joke.
Ugh.
So we have a young Jennifer Aniston, clearly talented and totally driven, but her path to fame wasn't exactly a walk in the park.
I can imagine.
Before Friends, she had a bunch of roles that, well, let's just say they didn't exactly make her a household name.
Right.
For example, the 1993 horror movie, Leprechaun.
Leprechaun. That's the one she's kind of joked about over the years, right?
Oh, totally. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's so easy to just dismiss these early roles as, just stepping stones.
Yeah.
But they probably taught her some serious lessons about resilience and dealing with the ups and downs of show business.
The school of hard knocks.
Totally.
Yeah.
Think about it. This was a time when she was working odd jobs, going through auditions, probably facing a lot of rejection.
Tough times.
Yeah, it really makes her eventual breakthrough even more impressive, right?
Oh, for sure. And speaking of breakthrough, wasn't there a story about her meeting an NBC executive, Warren Littlefield?
Yes, Warren Littlefield at a gas station of all places.
Like, what are the odds?
Crazy, right? He basically told her to keep going, to keep pursuing acting. And guess what?
What?
That chance encounter actually played a part in her landing the role of Rachel Green in Friends.
Wow, talk about a turning point.
Seriously. It just goes to show you that you never know where your big break is going to come from.
You never know.
And for Jennifer, that break turned into a global phenomenon that changed the world of television. Friends.
Friends was huge.
It was more than just a hit show, it was a cultural phenomenon. And Jennifer, as Rachel, became a global icon.
Rachel was everyone's favorite.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
The awards speak for themselves.
Yeah, like what did she win?
A Primetime Emmy Award, a Golden Globe Award,
Wow.
and she got a ton of Screen Actors Guild Award nominations, all for Rachel.
Seriously impressive.
Right. It just shows how much she resonated with people.
Yeah, for sure. And how did she handle all that fame? It couldn't have been easy.
Well, even when Friends was at its peak, she was already making some smart career moves going back to film.
Like what kind of movies?
Movies like She's the One and Picture Perfect.
Okay, so she was branching out even then.
Exactly. Now, those films may not have been as big as Friends, but they were crucial steps in establishing herself as a versatile actress on the big screen.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's all part of the journey. And speaking of journeys, let's talk about a pivotal moment in her film career. The movie The Good Girl in 2002.
Oh, The Good Girl. I remember that one.
Yeah, this is the role that really caught the attention of the critics, Roger Ebert, he even called it her breakthrough performance.
Really? What did he say?
He said it was like she was finally breaking free from the Rachel image.
Wow, that's a big deal.
Right, like she was showing the world that she was more than just a sitcom star.
Right. So what happened after that?
Well, from there, her film career really took off. She starred in box office hits like Bruce Almighty and Along Came Polly, really solidified her comedic talent.
Those were big movies.
Yeah, they were. And she wasn't afraid to mix things up, try different genres.
Oh, like what?
Like she was in the thriller Derailed, the romantic comedy Rumor Has It, even that indie film Friends with Money.
So she was really experimenting.
Totally. It's like she was purposefully choosing roles that would challenge her and allow her to explore different sides of herself as an actress.
I like that.
And then she did something really interesting. She directed a short film called Room 10.
She directed.
Yeah. It's like her creative curiosity was expanding behind the camera, too.
That's so cool.
And let's not forget her guest appearances on TV shows like Dirt and 30 Rock, you know.
Yeah.
It shows that she was open to doing television, even smaller roles, and just having fun with it.
Yeah, that's cool. Shows she doesn't take herself too seriously.
Exactly. But then, in 2008, she came back to the big screen in a big way with Marley and Me, starring with Owen Wilson.
Oh, Marley and Me, that was a tearjerker.
Big time. And it was a huge success, broke box office records. It really cemented her status as a leading lady in Hollywood.
So she was a bona fide movie star at that point.
Oh, yeah. And from there, she continued to pick roles that had both comedy and drama, you know, like romantic comedies. Like, he's just not that into you, but also more complex characters in The Switch, and just go with it.
Interesting. So she was finding a balance.
Yeah, exactly. But then in 2011, she really showed off her comedic versatility in Horrible Bosses. She played a dentist with, let's just say, a very unique approach to patient care.
Oh, yeah, I remember that movie. She was hilarious in that.
Right. It was like she was tapping into this darker, edgier humor that we hadn't really seen from her before.
It was a nice surprise.
Totally. And she kept exploring different genres and characters in movies like Wanderlust and Where Are the Millers.
Yeah.
But then, in 2014, she did something that really turned heads. She starred in the drama Cake.
Cake? I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it was a total departure from her usual roles.
Wow, so what was it like?
Her performance was incredible. People were saying it was her most powerful and nuanced work yet.
Seriously?
Yeah. She even got Golden Globe and SAG Award nominations for it.
No way. So she proved she could do serious drama, too.
Oh, yeah. It was a defining moment for her career. Like, she silenced any doubts about her range as an actress.
Amazing. So what happened next? Did she do more dramas?
Well, speaking of evolution, let's talk about her return to television in 2019 with Apple TV plus The Morning Show.
Oh, The Morning Show. I've heard of that one.
This was huge. It wasn't just her going back to TV. It was her doing it on her own terms.
What do you mean?
Well, she wasn't just acting in, she was also an executive producer.
Wow, so she had more control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Morning Show was this really complex, layered drama that dealt with some seriously relevant topics.
Interesting. And she won more awards for it, right?
Yeah. She won another Screen Actors Guild Award and got nominated for an Emmy and a Golden Globe.
So she still got it.
Oh, yeah. She's not afraid to take risks, to challenge herself, to explore new territory.
That's so cool.
And that actually brings us to another really interesting part of her career.
Okay, what's that?
Beyond acting, she's built this whole successful business empire.
Wait, really?
Seriously. Like, she's a force to be reckoned with in the world of branding and entrepreneurship.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It's amazing. From her own perfume line to endorsements for big brands like Smartwater and Aveeno, she's become a really savvy businesswoman.
That's incredible. So she's not just a talented actress.
Nope, she's got the business smarts too. And on top of all that, let's not forget about her incredible philanthropy work.
Oh yeah, tell me about that.
She's a huge supporter of St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, and she's also been involved with tons of other charities.
That's so awesome.
It really shows her generosity and commitment to making a difference in the world.
I agree. It's clear she's not just about fame and fortune.
Exactly. It's clear she's more than just a talented actress and a successful businesswoman. She's someone who genuinely cares about making a positive impact.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is what makes her truly inspiring.
I totally agree. It's pretty incredible, right?
Totally. But you know what's got me thinking?
What?
What is it about her journey that really stands out to you? What's resonated with you the most?
That's a good question. You know, for me, it's her resilience. The way she's handled all the ups and downs of Hollywood, the personal stuff, the media scrutiny, you know.
Yeah.
It's like she always comes out stronger and even more determined.
Totally.
It's a good reminder that even people who seem to have it all still face challenges, and it's really how we deal with those challenges that defines us.
Absolutely. And speaking of defining moments, let's move on to the next chapter of her story. We've got a lot more to cover.
All right, bring it on. I'm ready for more.
So, it's kind of mind-blowing how she stayed at the top of her game for so long.
Yeah.
What do you think are the secrets to her lasting power?
Well, it's like a perfect storm of amazingness, you know. But
Yeah.
honestly, I think it starts with authenticity. She just comes across as genuine, relatable, down to earth, even with all the fame and fortune.
Yeah, she doesn't have that untouchable vibe that you get from some celebrities.
Right. Exactly. And that makes her incredibly likable. She's like that friend you'd want to grab a coffee with, just chat about life.
Totally. And she doesn't take herself too seriously, you know? She can laugh at herself, which makes her even more lovable.
Yeah, that self-deprecating humor, it's totally disarming. Makes you feel like you could actually hang out with her.
For sure. And speaking of charm, let's not forget the whole America's sweetheart image she's cultivated.
Oh yeah, that nickname says it all. Like, wholesome, approachable beauty appeals to everyone.
And that translates to a real connection with audiences. It's why she's been able to move so smoothly from the Rachel persona to all these different roles.
Definitely. It's talent, for sure, and picking projects that resonate with people. She takes risks, but she also gets what people want to see.
And let's be real, her looks haven't exactly hurt her career either.
Oh, come on, she's stunning. Always on those most beautiful lists, magazine covers, sexiest woman alive multiple times.
I know, right?
But I think it's more than just the surface. She's got this inner radiance, a confidence, and joy for life.
Yeah, she seems so comfortable with herself, and that's attractive, you know?
Absolutely. And then there's her style. Always on point.
Fashion icon. Effortlessly chic. She's been setting trends for years.
From the Rachel haircut to those red carpet looks, always stylish but still approachable.
Yeah, it's a rare combo. But let's not get too distracted by the superficial stuff. Her success really boils down to talent, plain and simple.
True. She's gifted, no doubt. Comedy, drama, she can do it all. And she keeps pushing herself, taking on those challenging roles.
Like Cake, right? That was a bold move, and she totally owned it.
Oh yeah, Cake was a game changer. Showed everyone she was more than just a rom-com queen. Serious acting chops.
Totally. And we gotta mention her business savvy, too.
Oh yeah, she's got her own production company, Echo Films, right?
Yep, and she's been producing some of her own projects. That entrepreneurial spirit, it's another layer of her success. Taking control, telling the stories that matter to her.
And she gives back, too. All that charity work, it's inspiring.
Oh, absolutely. St. Jude's, Stand Up to Cancer, LGBTQ+ rights. She's using her influence for good.
It's obvious she's not in it for the fame or the money. She genuinely wants to make a difference.
And that's what sets her apart, right?
Totally. Using her success to help others make the world a better place. It's a powerful message.
It really is. But as she moves into this later stage of her career, it kind of makes you wonder, what's next for Jennifer Aniston?
Ooh, that's the big question.
Right. She's clearly not done pushing herself creatively.
Nope, not even close. And with all her experience, both in front of and behind the camera, plus that business sense, she's in a prime position to really shape the industry.
I think we'll see her direct more.
It's definitely possible. She dipped her toes in with that short film, and she's mentioned wanting to explore it more.
It would be so cool to see what stories she'd tell as a director.
I bet she'd gravitate towards those strong, complicated women, stories about resilience, finding yourself, finding your voice.
Yeah, themes that have been running through her whole career.
Exactly. She's talked about wanting to tell stories that empower women, challenge those old-fashioned ideas.
It's awesome to see her pushing for more diversity and representation in Hollywood.
She's not just talking about it, she's doing it. And that makes her a real force for change.
But before we get too carried away with predictions, let's go back to something we touched on earlier. Her incredible business skills.
Ah, yes, the branding queen.
Right. It's more than just perfumes and endorsements. It's her whole image, her style, her lifestyle. She's built a brand that people actually aspire to.
And she's done it authentically. It doesn't feel fake or forced.
Which is probably why it works so well. People can spot a phony a mile away, but with her it feels real.
So true. And that's why all these brands want to work with her. She brings this credibility, this trust. That's hard to find.
Like she's the ultimate influencer, but in a way that feels natural, not manufactured.
I think that's a huge part of her appeal. She's just being herself, and that resonates with people.
It's a good reminder that sometimes keeping it simple is the best strategy.
Absolutely. But let's dig into those business ventures a bit more. Her perfume line, for instance, has been killing it.
What do you think makes it so successful?
Well, first off, she's got an amazing nose. She's super involved in creating those fragrances, making sure they reflect her style.
And she's smart enough to team up with those big perfume houses like Cartier for quality and distribution.
Smart move. She knows how to leverage expertise and build strong partnerships.
And she doesn't just slap her name on something and call it a day. She's actively promoting her stuff.
She gets marketing, creating an emotional connection with the customer, telling a story.
And that's her strength. Right, whether it's acting, endorsements, or business, she's a master storyteller.
Creating an experience, a feeling, a sense of aspiration.
And she does it with this elegance and sophistication that's become her signature.
Totally. But it's not all glamour. Look at her endorsements for brands like Smartwater and Aveeno. Those are huge successes too.
Why do you think those brands are so drawn to her?
I think it's that mix of approachability and aspiration. She's someone people admire and want to be like, but she also feels real, you know?
Like she embodies a lifestyle, right? Health, wellness, natural beauty.
And that's a powerful message these days when everyone's bombarded with images of impossible perfection.
She's like a breath of fresh air.
Exactly. And she's cool with aging gracefully. She's not pretending to be something she's not.
I love that. No hiding the wrinkles, no pretending she's 20.
And that makes her even more relatable to women of all ages. She's owning the journey, inspiring others to do the same.
Such a great message. And it clearly works because those brands are doing great.
But let's switch gears for a sec and talk about her philanthropy again.
Yeah, for sure. St. Jude's has been a long-time passion. She's been involved with Stand Up's Cancer, Doctors Without Borders, all sorts of groups.
She clearly wants to make a real difference in the world, shining a light on these important causes.
And it's not just lip service. She's actively fundraising, raising awareness.
Putting in the work, putting her heart into it. And that's why it's so effective.
It's genuine. She cares.
And that's a lesson for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Find what you're passionate about and use your voice, your resources to make things better.
Doesn't have to be some massive thing. Volunteering, donating, it all adds up.
Use your platform, no matter how big or small, to amplify those voices that need to be heard.
And Jennifer Aniston is a prime example of that, using her fame and her money to make a positive impact.
It's what makes her such an inspiration. She's more than just an actress or a businesswoman. She's a compassionate human being.
It's a reminder that we all have the power to contribute to something bigger than ourselves.
Absolutely. Find what you're passionate about, what lights you up, and use that to create change.
So when you look at Jennifer Aniston's story, it's obvious she's more than just a celebrity.
Way more. Multi-talented, successful, compassionate, resilient, truly inspiring.
And it makes you excited to see what she does next.
Totally agree. She's always evolving, pushing boundaries, using her influence for good.
It's a great time to be a Jennifer Aniston fan.
But before we wrap things up, there's one part of her life we haven't really touched on yet. Her personal life.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff the tabloids can't get enough of.
It's true. Her personal life has been under a microscope for years.
Relationships, the whole fertility thing, every little detail scrutinized by the media.
But she's handled it with so much class.
She's never been one to air her dirty laundry or get into those public feuds.
She's always taken the high road, and I think that's earned her a lot of respect.
From fans and the industry, for sure. It shows real strength of character, being able to handle all that with grace and composure.
And she's a role model for women, you know, showing you can be successful, independent, and still vulnerable.
She's not afraid to show her human side, her struggles.
And that makes her even more relatable, even more likable.
It reminds you that even those who seem to have it all still deal with stuff, you know.
Life happens to everyone, and it's how you choose to handle it that really matters.
And Jennifer Aniston has shown us that you can go through the ups and downs with grace, resilience, and a sense of humor.
Important lessons for sure.
So to wrap up this deep dive into Jennifer Aniston, let's take a moment to appreciate her for everything she is.
Talented, successful, kind, inspiring, a true role model.
And let's all be inspired by her to live our own lives with passion, purpose, and of course, a whole lot of heart. You know, it's really remarkable how she manages to handle all the craziness of celebrity life and still seems so grounded.
It really is. I think it speaks volumes about her personality, you know, the fact that she values those genuine connections so much. She's managed to create this life where she can enjoy the perks of fame, but still hold on to her privacy.
It's like walking a tightrope, but she makes it look effortless.
Totally. And it's interesting to think about how much she's evolved over time, both personally and professionally.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, think about it. She first became a star when things were so different.
Right. No social media, no constant news cycle. The whole media landscape was totally different.
Totally. And she's managed to adapt and thrive even now, when every little thing a celeb does is scrutinized.
It's pretty impressive how she's managed her public image. She's super careful about what she shares, you know, like interviews, events, even the causes she supports. She's definitely in control.
Yeah, it's a good reminder that even in this age of oversharing, we can still choose what we put out there.
Exactly. It's about setting boundaries, protecting yourself, staying true to who you are, not letting all the noise drown you out.
And for Jennifer, it seems like success is all about finding that fulfillment in her work, making a difference, and having those strong relationships.
Right. And let's not forget that amazing sense of humor she has, never takes herself too seriously.
Always ready to laugh at herself, which makes her even more lovable.
It's so refreshing. It's like a reminder to not get too caught up in everything, to find the joy in life.
You know, you can't help but think about how all her experiences, the good and the bad, have shaped who she is today.
Oh, for sure. She's been through a lot. High-profile relationships, the constant media attention, personal challenges. But she always bounces back, stronger than ever.
It's true. And she never lets those things define her. She's always had this optimism, this belief in love and kindness.
And I think that's why people adore her. She has this genuine warmth, She's someone you root for.
It's funny, even after this deep dive, learning all these details about her life, she still has this air of mystery.
It's true. She's kept some things private, which is so rare these days.
So refreshing. It's a good reminder that we don't have to share everything,
Yeah. It's powerful to hold on to some things for yourself. Makes you wonder, why are we still so fascinated by her after all this time?
That's a good question. I think it's because she represents something we all want. A life with meaning, passion, resilience.
Yeah, she's proven you can be super successful and still stay grounded, true to yourself. Like a reminder that kindness, humor, those things never go out of style.
Beautifully said. As we wrap up this deep dive, I'm just left with this huge admiration for her.
Me too. She's talented, smart, kind, inspiring. Just a genuinely good person.
Her story shows us that success isn't a finish line. It's an ongoing journey.
Yeah, a journey of growth, evolution, and staying true to who you are.
It's about embracing all of it, the good and the bad, finding what matters most, and living a life that feels real. And hey, who knows, maybe someday we'll be doing a deep dive into your amazing story.
Oh, stop. You're too kind.
But until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep being your amazing self.